So first I'm starting off with my NYX HD primer, and this is a newer eyeshadow primer that I picked up, and I've been wanting to try a new one. I mentioned it in my last video that I wanted to try some new primers, and this one seemed like it was gonna be good, so I decided to pick it up, and I've been loving it so far. It keeps all of my eyeshadows on, and it makes everything non-crease. Now I'm going to take this banana shade, and this is from the Morphe 35O palette, and like I said before, you guys are probably tired of me using this palette, but I am very limited right now. So I'm just taking that and setting that primer that we put all over our lid. And then I'm going in with this brown shade right here. It's more of an orange tone brown, and I'm taking that on a Sonia Keshik number 9 blending brush. And I want to apologize for this part and then the next part because it's all out of focus and I didn't realize it until I started editing it. But with this color, I'm just going to apply it into the crease area and build it up till it's something that I really like. And I wanted the crease to be super warm because we were going to be covering it up with a darker color. So I'm just blending that out into the crease, and then I'm dragging it down a little bit into the lid area just to cover a little bit more, and I build it up as I go. The next color that we're going into is actually these two brown shades. I started with the bottom one first because it seemed like it was a little bit less brown. It was more like a gray. So I decided to add this to the outer corner and the inner corner of my eyes using my Nancy Cosmetics blending brush. And this is the part where it starts to get a little bit clear. So I'm just blending that into the outer portion, and then I'm blending it all the way up into the crease. Now, this was a very hard color to work with because I wasn't exactly sure how far I wanted to go up, and then I didn't know, how much I wanted to put on, so I just kept building it up as I went, and then I started to blend it out with my MAC 217 blending brush and just making sure that it was all blended out before I added more colors. I just wanted to make sure that everything was nice and seamless. There was no harsh lines, so I just go back and forth, and I do this a few times just to make sure that the color is there, as well as making sure it isn't patchy at all. And then I go in with my Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just taking a little bit of that orange shade and blending out the edges just to make sure that there's no harsh lines right there as well. And as you can see, it got a little bit darker because I did build up that color as I went along. And then you'll see right here, I'm going into the top shade that I showed you guys at the beginning, and I'm just kind of adding it a little bit more to the outer corner and then as well as the inner corner and blending it up into the crease area. And then taking a different blending brush, this is a Pure Cosmetics one, and I'm just going to be adding that all over and doing the same thing over and over and over again until it becomes something that I really liked. At first this wasn't looking too well, but it starts to come together. Next, I'm taking this very light brown shade. It has a very gray undertone to it, so I'm just taking that and applying it to the center of my lid. I was actually going to leave it like this, but then I decided to go back in and add some kind of like a shimmery shade, so I decided to use this color from the Urban Decay Smokey palette, and I'm just adding that on top of that kind of gray color. It just adds a little bit of shimmer, not too much. And then I'm just applying that with a dome brush from Pure Cosmetics as well and blending it out. And next I'm going to do some eyeliner. So this is the NYX Skinny Marker, and I've been using this for about a week now, and I really like it. It's a little bit harder to work with for me because I'm so used to using like the liquid liners with the brushes, but I've been using this and I really like it. It is nice and super black, and since I can't find the NYX matte liquid liner anywhere, this is what I have settled with for now. Now I'm going to start on my face, so I'm using my Makeup Forever HD primers. Lies, that's not an HD primer. This is the Skin Equalizer primers from obviously Makeup Forever, and I'm using the Nourishing and the Hydrating. And now I'm going into this Maybelline Velvet foundation that I picked up. It's a brand new foundation, and I honestly don't know how I feel about it. The color looked really nice, and then I started to blend it out, and it made me look so pale and just so washed out, and it was a pretty dark color. So this is in the shade 60, and it's one of the more yellow tone shades that they have. And so I applied it with both my brush and my beauty blender, and I just could not figure out what it was, but I just don't think that it settles on my skin very well. it's an okay foundation, but I definitely don't know how much I'll get my use out of it. It's just so light compared to my skin tone, and I got a pretty dark shade. So next I'm going to take some concealer, and I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me, except I had to take a darker color first and then put the lighter one over because they were all out of the lighter one that I usually use. So I'm putting 25 on first, and then I'm taking 20 and I'm putting it right on top and then on my chin and on my forehead and down my nose, and then I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender as well. And you guys know the drill, I do this every single time. Beauty blender, it blends it out flawlessly, and I feel like this technique using two different concealers actually worked pretty well. It wasn't so white, but it wasn't so like meshed in with my skin tone, so I thought it looked really, really nice. And then of course the beauty blender makes it look even better. So now I'm going to set that and highlight a little bit more. I'm taking my Anastasia contour kit, and I'm taking the shade Banana with this e.l.f. small tapered brush, and they actually changed this brush, and I'm so upset because this one sucks now. I got a new one and it's not as good as the other one, but it's working for now. Next, I'm going to contour. This is my Pure Cosmetics Cameo Contour in the shade Medium. And I'm just applying that to my cheekbones and then, of course, to my forehead. And then, as always, taking my Beauty Blender and blending that out, making sure that it is nice and blended and seamless, and making sure that it's not super, super harsh to where it blends in, but making sure that it looks really good. So I'm just blending that upwards. Every time you want to make sure that you put it upwards and not downwards. And then of course I'm going into my forehead and doing the same exact thing. Now I'm going to contour a little bit more, and I'm taking my Anastasia contour kit in the shade Fawn and just kind of chiseling out those cheekbones a little bit more. And then I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and with my Sigma soft angled contour brush I'm going to bronze my face. Like I said in my last video, this has been my favorite part of doing my makeup lately, and then of course this brush has made it so much better, and I really like this part. I think it brings everything together, and of course since I use such a really light foundation, it kind of brings a lot more color back into my skin, which is a really, really good thing. Now I'm going to just take a smaller kind of brush and just kind of chisel out my nose a little bit just to warm up the center of my face. And then I'm going to finish off my eyes by adding that warm brown color right onto my lower lash line and blending it out with my Sigma E25. And then taking this pencil brush from Crown, I'm going to be taking that darker brown and putting that right on my lower lash line, right on top as well. And then I'm going to make sure that I blend it out really, really well so it doesn't just sit there. Next, I'm going to apply some mascara. This is MAC's Giga Black Lash Mascara, and I'm just going to apply that to my lashes, and then I'm going to apply it to my bottom lashes. Once again, blurry, couldn't figure out why, but it's okay. I'm going to apply some falsies. These are my Vegas Nay and Eyler Grand Glamour lashes. Favorite lashes for very dramatic looks. These are super, super big and full, but I really, really like them, and I'm glad I brought them with me actually. So I'm going to apply some blush next. This is Urban Decay's Video Blush, and like I said in my last two videos, this has been my go-to blush since I got it basically. So I'm just applying that to my cheekbones with my MAC 168 brush. And then I'm going to apply some highlighter to my cheekbones. This is Becca's Opal highlighter, and I actually cut off this entire part, which I didn't know. So right now I'm using NYX's Liquid Suede Lipsticks. I think that's what they're called, or Suede Liquid, I don't know. But this is in Cherry Skies, and I'm just applying that to my lips. And can we talk about this color? It's so pretty. Loving their liquid suede lipsticks. They look so good, and I think this just brought this whole look together. And then at the end, I'm just going to spray my face with some Fix Plus just to hydrate and set everything in place. And that is it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. Don't forget to like it, subscribe, share it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. So I'm starting off by priming my eyelids, and I'm using this NYX HD eyelid